because I'm also thinking, as you solve that problem that
Yes.
way,
Yeah.
as you solve the problem with your child and the teacher,
Yes.
you need to look at the long term.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
you need to look at the long term. My
Yeah.
child will be here for these many years
Yeah.
with this same teacher.
Yes.
What attitude and what relationship am I creating,
That's
you
true.
know, between them?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, Elsie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we've talked about saying no.
Maybe as you think about it, Elsie,
Yes.
I'd like to talk about some of the obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially for you, you are a young mother, and I know there are many young mothers who will be plugging into this conversation, and even older mothers. So some of the obstacles that hinder the process of supporting our children to be independent, and some of them is when you are a mother or when you are a parent who is very controlling parents, or the helicopter parents that we said, they want to do everything for their child. Yes, they will not allow for space for the child to learn. They want perfection. If you are a perfectionist parent, you want it to be done perfectly. You have asked your child to clean their plate.
Yes.
And you are watching, you're there watching.
Yes.
And you are like, let me just do it for you. You're not
Yeah.
doing it well.
Yeah.
Just allow the child to clean the plate and to put it where it's supposed to be put. And then if you need to clean it later, you may do it. But if you're there, just keep encouraging the child and encourage the child to make mistakes. By the way, making mistakes, and I know that is what you wanted to ask, whether making mistakes is part of the process. Yes, let us allow for mistakes. We said it is a process that starts from when they are very young.
Yeah.
And until now, Elsie, you asked, there are some things that you may not be able to do very independently, where you still look up to your husband, maybe. And sometimes you wish, I wish my mother was here, I would have asked her.
Yeah.
But you know, if you are trained, you are well trained, there is no decision that you will not, or choice that you will not be able to make as an adult. So we train with the idea in mind that this child is going to be an adult. Let us be patient. When you are impatient, you are not allowing the child to be independent. Yes. When you keep doing for them, you're not allowing for independence. Yes. So let's allow for them to learn and make mistakes without fearing. Then some parents, it's out of fear. So what if they get hurt? The kitchen has too many things. They may light the gas. Just have a child lock. Yes, so that they don't interfere with the gas. But at an appropriate age, now you can introduce them to now lighting the gas and being able to cook, because they will also have need to learn to cook for themselves. Yes, just in case you're not there.
Yeah, I'm just thinking the mistake part.
Yes.
If you don't make mistake, I'm not sure you'll be able to learn well.
Yes, true.
Because mistakes, they are an eye opener. They allow you to learn something.
Yes.
You know, and probably guide you to reroute in case you are going to the wrong route.
Yes.
Yeah, mistakes are part of life. They are important. Yes. And at some point as a parent, I was like that. I feared them making that mistake, you know, until you get to a point you're like, if I didn't do this mistake, I wouldn't have learned.
Yes.
And so I need to allow my child to make that mistake so that they're able to get a revelation of something new or something better.
And to discover.
Yes.
People discover things through making mistakes, Elsie, because your way is not always the right one or the best. Yes, and you know, parents want my way or the highway. Yes, allow them even to discover. There are many ways of doing something. Like we say, there are many ways of killing a rat. Yeah. Yes, so allow them to even discover. Yes. There's this guy who discovered the bulb. What is his name? Yes,
we'll look into that.
He made a lot of mistakes. He kept trying. He never gave up until the bulb was discovered.
Actually, most discoveries were learned through those mistakes. You get a mistake.
Yes.
You you go to the root of it
Yes.
and learn something new again.
Yes.
Yeah, I just
That's true.
remembered my daughter one day,
Yeah.
as I had taught her to clean her panty, and every day, as you do it every day, you get perfect.
Yes.
So one day she did it so nicely and even hung it so well.
Yeah.
I told her, wow, this is good. You are learning.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
so happy about this.
Yes.
And then she was like, oh, mom, so I can also be washing your panties. And we laughed.
Wow.
We laughed.
That's amazing. And it's because you affirmed her. Yes, that is something I had not said. When they do one act or one deed, even if it is not well done, Elsie, always affirm them. Always be on the positive. Because remember, you're training. If you discourage them, if you give positive, negative remarks, remember they may pull away and not even want to try. That is why sometimes you find adults who never want to take the initiative. Like I know in the workplace, one of the aspects that we look at in employees is the ability to take initiative. There are some people who do not want to take the initiative because they fear to fail. And you know why? Because when they were growing up, fear was instilled in them. Some parents will even say, no, just leave it. You cannot even do it. And the child can block their mind, and they stop trying altogether. So let's affirm the children as they try, tell them you're doing well, clap for them, give them the two tiny small things. You may give candy if you do
the
candy.
Emoji, smiley face emojis.
Absolutely, yes. And keep encouraging them. That is how we support. And through that, we are able to see progress.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I think yeah, how one grows up may hinder them from just allowing the child to be explorative.
True.
And you are told, don't do that. Don't go there. Don't try this.
Yes.
And I also found myself there as a parent until I just told myself, just let them discover. Sometimes my daughter would say, can I climb here? She's very, very curious.
Yes.
I'll tell her, just climb.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
And then she goes. If she can, it's okay.
Wow.
If she can't, she'll have discovered some. Just allowing them to explore, I feel like gives them opportunity to face their fears.
Exactly.
Face the unknown. You can face even a stranger, and talk to them.
True. Yeah, that's true. And even allowing your children to like when you take them to the doctor, and they can be able to answer some of the questions the doctor is asking. What brings you to the hospital? If they have a headache, they can say, I have pain here. Yes. If they can be able to talk to the doctor, then they are also building on their communication skills. And also it's building their confidence. Yes, people who have been allowed to be independent are also self-confident, Elsie. They have good self-esteem. But people who are not allowed to be independent, they normally have very low self-esteem. And you know that, you have seen them. And they are not confident, they are not resilient, they give up very easily. Yes. Because they have not been allowed to try and to fail and to keep going and to keep trying. Yes.
Because sometimes you may just lose an opportunity just because you sat back.
Yes.
And yet you could have just stood up and gotten that opportunity.
That's very true.
Yeah, we need to allow our children to just go. Go for it.
Yes.
So do you think it's good to allow your child to get hurt?
Why not?
Why my child?
Tunasema saa zingine, but it depends.
Yes.
You may want to elaborate a bit on because there is allowing children to get hurt maybe by something that may leave them scarred for life. And there is getting hurt ile ya kusema mtoto akililia wembe mpe.
So supposing my daughter wants to fry an egg, but then there's fire involved, right? At the same time, I need to show her. One day she may find themselves alone, and there's no food. So I teach them, this is how we light the gas. you know, you after that you do this. But then my 6-year-old knows how to fry an egg.
Okay.
But then in the process of frying it, she may have gotten hurt. Another parent can come and say, no, they may get burnt. I don't want to try that yet. So we keep on postponing.
Okay.
Yeah. So the hurt I'm talking of is where you want to teach them something. You want to teach them an activity or whatever.
Yes.
But in the process, they may get hurt. Yeah.
Okay. And getting hurt is part of the process. Getting hurt is just like failing, Elsie. Even me, sometimes when I'm cooking ugali and I happen to touch the sufuria because it's so hot, I get burnt. Sometimes there was a day I had a bad burn here, mark, and people were asking, what happened to you? Niliguza tu ile sufuria ya ugali. So it is normal. As long as you're there, Elsie, as long as you're there with the child and you're supervising and you're exposing them to this is the right way on how to go about it, that will minimize even chances of getting hurt. Yes, and if they get hurt in the process, that is where you soothe them and calm them and apply dawa, and tomorrow you don't stop because they were hurt yesterday. Tomorrow we continue because they will heal. Because if we stop it completely, we have not helped them, because how will they cook tomorrow when they need to cook for themselves?
Yes. As a mother, how did you use to create a balance between the help in the house and the children working, or training them to be responsible in terms of taking on responsibilities?
Okay. Elsie, there is one thing I must admit that I didn't do so well, is because most of us, and I know you have a house help in your house, so when the house help is there and the mother is not there, children do not get to work. So I used to find that because I did not give them responsibility, like tell them, you, Michelle, you will be doing 1, 2, 3. Patience, you'll be doing 3, 4, 5, and Joshua. So the house help, because they know it is their work. And when Elsie comes home and this job is not done, so who is asked?
The house help.
Do you ask your child or do you ask the house help?
I ask the help.
The house help becomes answerable. So you know what that makes our children become? They become complacent. They will just sit and they may watch TV the whole day, or they go out and play with their children, with the other children the whole day.
Some of them become entitled.
Absolutely. And some of them will not even want to even support the house girl, even with simple chores, like even removing their plate from the dining table after eating a meal. Yes. So I tried. I must say that I tried. I started exposing them to like cleaning their handkerchiefs, cleaning their underwear at an earlier age. But I must say that was not enough. Maybe I should have done more. And I realized out of experience that children learn better when you, as the parent, are there with them and you're being intentional. Yes, being intentional. Yes, you know, you are aware, you are conscious that we are training and we are training for life. But if you leave it, just tell them what you will do. Even the house girl may find that they are not doing it well and tell them, you just sit,
and
I
takes
will do
it on. Yes.
So what have you had, Elsie? What will you start doing differently that you're not doing in your house?
I think I'll just impress on being there with them to do that activity.
Specific activity.
Yes. Yeah.
And you can be able to evaluate later on.
And I think being consistent.
Absolutely.
Being consistent.
Consistency is very important.
Yeah. Because, you know, when it's on and off, they're like, this thing is not serious.
Yes. Yes. That's good.
Yeah. So we've tackled problem solving. We tackled problem solving. Conflict.
Yes.
We did conflict.
We did conflict.
Yes. So how did you do you train Fadhili to, when they're faced with a problem, now they're maybe alone?
Okay. There are many kind of problems that children will encounter. Younger children will encounter different problems than older children, because a young child may just encounter problems such as maybe a book is lost, and it really bothers them, and they may be distressed. So and it's just in the house. So a problem like that, you allow them first to look for the book. You allow them to look for the book. If they don't find it completely, you may help them to search, and you're sure that they have really searched.
Yes.
If they can't find it completely, you may help. If it get lost completely, you may have to buy another book. And problems cause a lot of distress in people. I'm thinking of Fadili now in high school.
Yeah.
And he has a problem even, say, with the teacher. Has a problem with the teacher. He's in a boarding school, and he has to navigate that problem so that the relationship stays, because that is what we tell them, that sometimes you may get into problems with the teacher. But how do we get out of such problems? We ensure that the relationship stays. Yes, the relationship is not messed up. So, and many other problems. It could be problems of money problems. Maybe he has no money, and he already knows that he can either wait for us to go to school, then he can tell us, I finished my money.
Yeah.
Yes, or different other problems. So if you have taught them on problem solving skills, then they know how to handle problems. And they already know that problems are there to shape them and not to disorient them. Yes. Have I answered you, Elsie?
Yeah,
what
you've
did
answered
you have
me.
in mind?
One thing, they have to know that problems will always come. I think that's one
part
thing
of our lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's one thing we need to impress on our children.
Yes.
Problems will always be there.
Absolutely.
And the problems are there so that you solve them.
Yes, and you grow through it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like now my daughter comes to me and says, I can't be able to close the curtains well. I tell her, just do it.
Yeah.
Do it until it works, because you are the one who has to do it.
Wow. Very good training there, Elsie. Wow.
If you don't do it, who will do it?
Yes.
Like, it cannot close itself.
Yeah.
You have to make it close.
Yeah.
I keep telling her, you can't do that.
Yeah.
It can't do itself.
Yes.
Just do it.
Wow.
You can't find your rubber if you sit here.
Yeah.
You have to look for it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's something I keep telling her, you have to do it.
Yes.
You have to do it on your own.
That's true.
You are the problem fixer.
Yeah,
there's a problem, yes, but you are the one to fix it.
Yes.
Yes.
You said it so well. I like that. I like that. And then they will be able to handle even the bigger problems, the bigger challenges when they get to that point.
Yeah.
Yes. Because every day we are faced with problems. Even this morning, I'm sure when you woke up, you had to solve a problem in your house.
Yes.
Yes. Or maybe on the road. Or even when we got here. Yes. I saw how we were trying to look around and choose out
exactly
a
the
good,
perfect venue.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So are there things that you wish you did?
A good question. There are many things
Yes.
I wish I did. One is, I would say that because the Bible says my people perish because of lack of knowledge and ignorance. There are many things that I failed to do because when I did not know, there wasn't so much information like you guys have now. Parenting in this season, in this era, is made more easier because there's a lot of information.
Yeah.
And there are many parents, there are many people, many examples to look up to, and just asking the way you're asking me, Tabitha, what mistakes did you make? What do you wish you'd have done better? So for me, I wish I was I've been a working mother.
Yeah.
And working mothers are not able to have a lot of time with their children. I wish I was more intentional than I was. I used to train, but I was not consistent. So I wish I was more consistent. I wish I was more intentional. I was very harsh. I was a harsh mother and a perfectionist. So I wish I was a bit calm.
Yes.
And maybe be able to give room for mistakes. Yes, like my children, if you broke a glass,
yes,
because that is where I'm coming from.
Yes.
Unfortunately, sometimes we give what we have.
Exactly.
Or we do what we have learned from our homes.
Yes.
So when I was growing up, you broke a glass, that earned you a thorough beating.
Yes.
And I know I have beaten my own children. I have punished my own children for breaking a glass or a cup.
Yeah.
and so I wish I knew that you don't punish such mistakes.
Yeah.
Because we have just said here that is part of learning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tomorrow they will handle it with care.
Yeah.
But if you beat, if you punish, then they will shy away. They will
fearful to
cringe.
hold glasses.
Exactly. Yes, it makes them timid. So I
Mm.
wish I would have done better in that aspect. Yes, Elsie.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of learning. I hope our parent learns.
I hope you parents are hearing this because you have no excuse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the little things that do matter at the end of the day.
That's very true, Elsie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Me, I don't want to punish my child for breaking a glass.
Have you ever done that, Elsie?
I've just given a look.
Yes. That look. Was it accidental?
You were supposed to be careful. It was accidental.
Yes. And you said their hands are tiny. Yes. They're fragile.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so
wow.
I'm learning. Your mistake, my learning point.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But that is why we allow ourselves to share, to be vulnerable, and to open up, and so that we can be able to help other parents. Yes. Not to repeat the mistakes that we made. Not to repeat
the mistakes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because some of these things are actually can be generational.
Yes, yes.
Like now, in case you beat them so badly when they broke a glass, one day they become mothers, the child breaks a glass and they're like, why did you do that? You know?
Yes.
So some of these problems are generational, and it's upon us as a parent to be just sober and to patient,
to break
and
those.
to break it. Yeah.
Yes,
break that pattern.
Yeah.
So I'm really learning that also failure is part of the learning.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, failure is part of the learning. Allow yourself, allow your child to to fail.
Yes.
You know, and also know.
Yeah.
The word no is not a bad thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it just teaches them to respect boundaries.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
because true. Even out there are many boundaries, you know.
Yes.
And boundaries are there to just make you be respectful.
True.
Yeah, to be respectful.
And to also develop patience.
Yes. And to be patient.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been a fruitful discussion. I pray a parent learns.
Yes. And one thing maybe I want to say, one day these children will leave home.
Yes.
And I am seeing the stage at which I am now. Many parents are not able to release their children because they worry whether they will be able to survive on their own. My daughter is soon moving out of home, my firstborn. I have shared with maybe one or two friends, and they ask, how will they survive out there? But you know what I tell them? I have trained her well. And she told me as much that, Mom, you have trained me well. And when I get to my own house, I know how to organize meals. I know how to do my own stuff. I will be able to pay my bills because there are so many things that you will not, because if you are a mother who is controlling and who never allowed your child to learn, you will be calling, have you eaten? What are you eating? Do you have gas? You know, and the units, electricity units run out, and they are calling. So what do I do? So this training that we are talking about, training on independence, is very important with that end in mind. So train with the end in mind.
With the end
because
in mind.
my end is here.
Yeah.
Yes, and I have been able to evaluate and tell myself, you have done
nice.
very well, Tabby.
Congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations.
You. Thank you.
If I may just take us back.
Yes.
When a parent asks, will they survive?
Yeah.
What is in their mind?
There are many things that are in their minds. A lot of fears. You know, we said that some parents fail to train their children because of fear. So there is the fear of the unknown. Some fears are not even unfounded fears. Will they be able to know, to organize their meals? Will they be safe? There are issues of safety. And I concur that we live in a world that is not so safe these days.
Yes.
But again, we are not God, Elsie.
Oh, true.
We have to release them out.
Yes.
When
for growth.
Exactly, for growth. We release them to go and study abroad. We release them to go and study in a different city or town, and we are confident that God is watching over them. We are not God. We cannot hover around our children like a helicopter. Yes. My daughter left the house every morning to go to University of Nairobi and spent the whole day out there and came back home in the evening, and I trusted that she was in school and she learned. And you know what tells me that she learned? Because she passed when she had first class honors.
Oh, beautiful.
So I know that learning happened. Yes. Wow. And she's still learning, and there's a lot to learn. And I always tell them that I am here for you guys. If you need to know anything, I will constantly be here to guide you. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes.
What I take home is I train my child about independence, looking at the future, looking at one day when they'll be alone. You know, one day when they'll be with their colleagues. You know, there'll be a colleague, there'll be an employer. You know, so as I train now, my 3-year-old, my 6-year-old, as you train your teenager, as you train your young adult, you are looking at their future. And that's what a parent does.
Yes.
You know, it's to nurture so that you release them into the world.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to this. And I know this content speaks to you because it's about raising generations who are responsible, who are wholesome, and who are godly. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to this channel for more informative content. Thank you so much. Please also leave your comment there on this topic, any topic you'd like us to also discuss, so that we'll move on together and grow as parents and raise responsible generations. And that's from me to you. Bye-bye.